Alright there everyone, how's it going? So today we're back at it again, reviewing more animated, 3D animated films with Mr. Scott.
Yo.
So, yeah, first things first, let's go into Horton Hears a Who, Horton Smears a Poo. Let's go for it then. So, what are your thoughts on it then? Your, overview of it? Do you think it was any good or a load of crap?
It was the most tolerable of the Dr. Seuss movies.
Mm.
You know what I mean? But it was still falling into the same traps the others were on their formula. You know?
Yeah.
Like there's a fucking anime section.
Oh yeah, no, I loved that when I was a kid, man. I don't know why. Looking back on it, it was a bit stupid,
Fucking ends on like a musical note.
Oh yeah, the what fighting for? Yeah, that I love that when I was a kid as well.
Yeah, like it's one of those it does fall into that category of it's the most tolerable, but it still falls into the same traps every other Dr. Seuss movie does, and that they do shit like that when they really. That said, it's not a horrible watch.
Yeah, I mean, personally, I think Jim Carrey did great as Horton. I think Steve Carell was great as the Who bloke. I wasn't too happy with Seth Rogen being the little mouse or whatever it was, because he's in loads of animated films. I just don't see the point of him being in so many animated films, you know. It just gets it gets on my nerves a bit. He's a good voice actor, but it's just like he's in so much stuff.
Yeah.
And he doesn't change his...
If it pays, it pays.
Yeah, but I mean, he doesn't really change his voice or characteristics.
It's literally the same voice.
It's just
it's not like it's not Seth Rogen playing this character. It's this character as Seth Rogen.
Yeah.
He doesn't change his voice at all to match a new role. He just puts on the same voice every.
Yeah. It just feels like Seth Rogen. Seth Rogen's Mantis, Seth Rogen's Bob, Seth Rogen's this little mouse, you know. Just the same stuff. But yeah, the story follows this fat geezer called Horton. Well, this not fat geezer, sorry.
He's an elephant. I'm pretty sure that qualifies as fat geezer.
Yeah. But this elephant called Horton, he finds this little plant with a speck on it, and he can hear it talking. And for some reason, no one else can hear it apart from Horton because of his big elephant ears. And he really shouldn't have told anyone. Like, he should have just found a good place for it, because he just acts like a total pillar, because says, oh, look at this, look at this, look at this! And then it's like, people are going to think you're a lunatic.
He was trying to find a place for it. The problem is he was just blabbering to people all the time about it.
Yeah.
Then again, though, if people saw him talking to, a fucking flower, they would think he's a bit mad. So I can understand it in some cases, because no one else could hear the spec.
Yeah.
As for what the spec was, turns out the spec was actually its own world.
It was full of Who people.
Yeah. The Who's.
I think I can't remember what job the main Who did. He had some sort of career in it.
The mayor.
Oh, the mayor, that's it, yeah.
Yeah, and he had 99 kids or something.
He had 98 girls and one son who was just a massive emo who didn't talk till the end.
Yeah.
Because he goes, ah, to get people to hear what the spec's saying. But even then, if all the people could hear what the spec was saying, they'd still think, well, what the fuck is this? Horton, you're playing some black magic, we're killing you. You know? They'd just be like, And to be honest, the lengths that the kangaroo woman went to bloody try and...
She went to some extreme fucking lengths, to the point of hiring a fucking hitman.
Yeah. Hired a hitman.
The vulture was a hitman.
Yeah.
Let's just admit that now.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I mean, it was just ridiculous, really. Like how angry she was at a speck. As you said, you can get where she and some of the other animals are coming from, because it's poisoning the kids' minds with bloody absolute nonsense.
Yeah.
You know.
But there's an extent of dealing with it where you're going a bit far, and I think she goes a bit far. You've got a bit far or something when you're hiring a hitman for it.
Yeah.
That is legit what she did. Fucking Vlad is a hitman.
Yeah. You've got to respect Horton's dedication, though, because when the flower goes
yeah.
into that pink field, he spends ages trying to look for it. That scene was quite good. I like that scene.
Yeah. Also, I will say, like, I like how there's even bits of the movie, like, where the movie calls out its own cliches. Like, in the bit where Horton's running from Vlad, like, he gets away, it's like, I know he's gonna pop out somewhere. Like, the movie itself, like, calls out its own cliches that it knows people are gonna be expecting.
Yeah.
So it adds a bit of comedy in that sense.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes when films call out their cliches, I think, oh, for God's sake. But sometimes, in that case, it was half decent, you know.
Yeah. Also, like, during the beginning bit when Horton's running to class or something, he runs through, like, monkey section. He does a lot of impersonation, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, Horton does a lot of impersonations, which you can say are, like, just more dated jokes, because there are some anime movies that do that, like, where the main character will impersonate a celebrity or something.
Yeah, and like you got to think the problem is with these references jokes, unless they're references that people can understand or they're genuinely funny, or if you look up the reference and then you think, haha, it's funny. But if it's just a celebrity, like I remember he's pretending to be a boxer, going, oh, you want some, oh yeah, and it's like I respect the energy Jim Carrey's putting into it, but most, especially in a kids' film, these references aren't really warranted. And if in 100 years' time, obviously they won't understand the reference. But even if they look it up, they'll probably think, "Oh, generic boxer. Oh, weird show host. Oh."
Yeah, that's what you get the difference between like a timeless animated movie and a non-timeless.
Yeah.
Is with a timeless one, the odds are like even though they do use celebrities, they don't like enforce it to the point where like you need to know who the celebrity is to get the joke. They because every movie's got celebrities in it. It's how you get people to come see it. Let's just face it.
Yeah, I mean, Toy Story wouldn't.
If the celebrity is the draw of the movie, it's not going to hold up in how many years' time when people no longer know who that celebrity is.
Yeah, I mean, Toy Story wouldn't have been anywhere near as popular if bloody Tom Hanks wasn't in it, and Tim Allen. I nearly said Woody Allen then, but yeah, Tim Allen and John Ratzenberger. I think that's his name, John Ratzenberger, who voices the pig.
Yeah, like I can understand you need like celebrities in order to get people to actually go see it because like, oh, he's in this movie, I guess it might be worth watching. But like, don't make them the whole focus. Like, don't have your jokes revolve around, oh, it's this celebrity playing this character.
Yeah.
That's a joke.
It's Jim Carrey being an elephant. He hasn't been in anything good since 1999.
Yeah.
Oh no, hold on. Bruce Almighty was in 2003 and that was quite a good banter. But still.
Yeah.
Overall, all I'll say is that half decent film. Give it a watch if you want to, but the story's a bit. It's just harmless. It's harmless and watchable.
Yeah,
I guess.
it's one of those you can throw it on for your kid. It'll entertain them, but it won't teach things. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, as I said,
it probably won't hold up to them when they grow up.
Yeah, I mean, as I said, I did laugh my arse off at some of the stuff, but that was because I was 8 when it came out. So
yeah, see, if you're a little kid, which I guess is what the movie was aimed at, like it's harmless. You can put it on; it'll entertain them, but they probably won't but it probably won't retain much from it.
Exactly.
Yeah, because again, that's how you can tell a timeless one to a non is. That you put it on, even as an adult, you can still enjoy it without the nostalgia goggles.
Yeah.
Speak of, with the fucking nostalgia goggle, people need to learn to take that shit off.
They do, really. They really do.
There's so many people out there who treat something as amazing when it's not, just because it was a part of their childhood. It's like, yes, I understand, it's part of your childhood, but you got to admit, when nostalgia goggles cannot be kept on all the time.
Yeah. It's like, I don't mind people saying, oh yeah, personally to me, this thing was enjoyable. I get why people hate it and the criticisms, but personally to me, I really enjoy this. But if you try and enforce things on other people, no, people saying this film's great, it's stupid, my opinion is fact. It's like, you need to calm your tits a bit.
I'm going to pull out a big one here is the Sonic Adventure games. I love those games because they were a huge part of my childhood. They're broken, buggy messes. They are not well designed at all.
Yeah.
Most of the times the characters would fall or glitch off of the stage against one of the bosses was literally broken. the egg golem, and it's like you had to climb up its back to hit its weak point, but there were bits where Sonic would just go flying off its back and be unable to hit it.
Yeah.
Like, the fight was literally broken.
Mhm.
Yeah, so stuff like that. Like, I'll admit, like as much as I like the game because of my childhood, it is not a good game. It was fucking broken.
Yeah, I mean, at least you can admit it though, unlike a lot of people.
That's me taking the nostalgia goggles off and not treating it like it's amazing because it was part of the childhood.
Yeah, I mean, I'll tell you for me, what film... it wasn't necessarily a game, there are some games, but most games I realise, games when I played when I was a child weren't really... Some of them were alright, but some of them weren't made that well, like the Shark Tale game.
Yeah, well, if it's a game based off of a movie, the odds are it's a quick cash grab.
Yeah,
so
I mean...
put a lot into it.
I mean, I loved a lot of film games. I had the open season game, I loved that. Shrek 2 game.
I remember playing that too, the
Shrek
open season
3.
one.
Open season 1 had a few good missions, like you could go around doing a few funny things, but it was just a cash grab overall. It wasn't anything great.
Any game based off of a popular anime movie is 100% a cash grab. Rarely do they put actual effort in.
Yeah.
Now,
Ratatouille, I had
there
that
is
on.
proper effort put in, but rarely.
The problem is the voice acting's usually a load of crap in it as well.
Yeah, well, it's because they can't get the actual voice actor, because
Yeah.
very rarely will the actual voice actor want to go voice the game as well.
Yeah. Unless it's like the SpongeBob games.
Yeah. The SpongeBob games are actually quite good most of the time.
Yeah, yeah.
They actually put a foot forward on that one, which is good.
Yeah, I mean, Battle of the Bikini Bottom was great.
Yeah, that got a remake recently with updated graphics.
I'm glad about rehydrated. I'm really glad about that.
I've heard it is basically Battle for Bikini Bottom, just updated with better graphics. So if you like Battle for Bikini Bottom, you'll probably like that.
Yeah, the movie game was a bit weak. Okay, it wasn't weak; it was good, but it was a bit too hard, and it wasn't as fun in my opinion.
Yeah, it had massive difficulty spikes. I remember watching my friend play it, and he could not beat Neptune. The difficulty spike in the Neptune fight was fucking huge.
Yeah, it was ridiculous.
Did you ever get to Neptune in that game?
I did get to Neptune, and I was, to be fair, I was only 7 years old, but I just got fed up of it eventually. I think my dad completed it for me, and because I wanted to see. I wanted to see the final cutscene, and it wasn't worth it at all. It was just stock images of SpongeBob.
The fucking difficulty spike on Neptune is fucking insane.
Yeah.
It's how are kids gonna beat this fucking thing? It's such a massive jump in difficulty to the rest of the game.
Yeah.
And the game already had a steep difficulty spike as it is, so yeah.
It was ridiculous, really.
Yeah, indeed.
But it was alright. Flying Dutchman was awful. That was one of the... I don't even know what to...
Yeah. That was mostly just a puzzle game, except with a boss at the end for some reason. Story
was a bit weak. The environments were total rubbish. It shut down the game company. The people that made it.
Yeah.
What other games were there, man?
There was one based on Atlantis.
Oh, that was... I remember that on PS2. That wasn't very good.
To be fair, the special wasn't very good. The one it was based off of.
Yeah, there was a good tank mission in there, and that was it, really. And the camera mission was alright.
Atlantis Scrapantis was literally one of the worst specials of SpongeBob.
Yeah. They did the Nightmare at the Krusty Krab. That was a decent game. And there was a Lights Camera Action or Camera Pants or whatever. That was okay.
Yeah.
That's the only franchise I can think where an animation type thing made into a game.
They did a SpongeBob Nicktoons Unite one where it's basically where it's a game you play as SpongeBob, Jimmy Turner, Danny Phantom, and Jimmy Neutron.
That was quite a weird one.
Yeah, but it was a decent game-ish. It was basically one of those. It was obviously designed to be played with 4 people.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because there were obviously 4 characters, so it was one of those games that it was very obvious designed to be played with 4 people.
Yeah.
But you could still play it solo or with a friend because you could switch between the characters.
Mhm. Anyway, on to the next film, Bolt. Yep. That was that's an okay film, I guess.
Yeah. Bolt's okay. Yeah. It's not super groundbreaking either, which seems to be a theme here.
Yeah, at the moment.
But it's not a bad at it. Like, it follows... Basically, if you think about it, the character has an existential crisis.
Yeah, he thinks he's the bee's knees. He thinks he has all these superpowers. Then he realises in the real world, crap, I don't have all these powers anymore.
Yeah, but it's because, like, a studio from, like, the moment... Like, basically from his entire, like, childhood growing up as a puppy, like, they tricked or trained him to think he had superpowers, and basically his life was the TV show.
Yeah.
Literally.
Pretty much.
Yeah, so when he gets, like, out... Because, like, so, Bolt basically is a character on a TV show, but he believes that the show is real.
He's sort of like Buzz Lightyear, except he's not a toy.
Yeah, and basically he believes his human is in danger by a man with a green eye. And so, normally in the show, like, the good guy always wins, which the executives of the show say, like, people aren't getting interested anymore. So they break an episode where, like, the girl gets captured.
Yeah.
Since Bolt believes the show is real, he believes that she actually got captured, so he ends up escaping to try and find her.
Yeah.
But it doesn't go well, and he ends up out in the road trying to, like, find his way back to her. Still believing he has superpowers the entire time, but eventually, like, he gets a wake-up call that he has no powers. And he comes to accept that, yet he still tries to go back to his human. Because, you know, dogs. Yeah. And, yeah, more or less, that's the rundown of Bolt. He meets a cat and a hamster on the way. The cat basically being one of the people giving him a reality check, and the hamster being your...
He's a fanboy.
Super fanboy.
Yeah, he's an absolute fanboy.
Yeah, because you watch the TV show and he believes it's real too.
Which is kind of weird. Funny, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's about him getting back to his owner, and the adventure's okay, I guess. I can't really remember many of the sequences from it.
It's a road trip followed with an existential crisis.
Yeah.
Also, the fucking the fucking agent of the girl, because she's an actor, it's a fucking scumbag.
Yeah, he's just a typical...
Like, she almost dies in a fire at the end of the movie, and he gets the idea of, we could use this to boost our ratings.
He's actual scum. He doesn't even care about the quality of the show as well. He just cares about the ratings.
Yeah. Hell, like, she wants to take Bolt out so he has a chance to act like a real dog for a bit, and he literally just shuts her down at every point.
Yeah.
Like, he is a real fucking scumbag.
Honestly, though, there's this geezer called Dimitri from GTA 4, and he looks a little bit like him. He's like the villain. He's a really
that's
horrible...
gonna be an insult to somebody.
He's a really horrible bloke, Dimitri, is in GTA 4. I'm trying to send the image through. You can't tell me he doesn't look a bit like him.
Let me take a look at this. Yeah, he does, actually.
They probably modelled it off him. It came out in the same year, GTA 4 and Bolt, I'm pretty sure, so...
Yeah, they probably did model him after it, honestly.
Because he's just an absolute scumbag.
Yeah.
Alright film overall. Doesn't Bolt leave the acting world in the end and his owner? And they're just...
That's because, like, after, like, the, agent basically says we can use this to boost our ratings, the mother basically tells him they quit.
Ray!
And, yeah, and then they go just to live a normal life with Bolt. And at this point, Bolt's already aware he doesn't have powers.
Yeah.
He's just a normal dog, so...
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so they end up going to live a normal life.
Fair play to them.
Yeah.
Yeah, John Travolta did an alright job as Bolt, I think. Miley Cyrus was playing the daughter, bloody hell. She did an okay job. She doesn't usually do a good job. Apparently there's 2 voice actresses for Penny. I don't understand. There's Chloe Grace Moretz and Miley Cyrus. Weird. James Lipton's the director. I swear I've seen him in a few films.
Yeah.
Oh, The Simpsons? Oh, that's where I heard him from. He must be like the... Anyway, I digress. A decent film. Not as good as Horton Hears a Who, in my opinion, though. Just my personal opinion, I enjoyed Horton a bit more. This film just felt a bit, I don't know. I just love Jim Carrey's energy. I know it's weird to compare those films, but yeah.
Like, the beginning of the movie is really adorable. But, like, that's kind of what I think what they're going for, considering it stars a dog.
Yeah.
So the opening scene literally shows the dog as a puppet.
Mm-hmm.
So, of course, they're going to make it needlessly adorable for the sake of that.
Yeah, I was thinking. I thought for a second you're on about Horton Hears a Who then for a split second.
I'm still talking about Bolt because we're on that.
Yeah. Overall, okay film, I guess. Watch it if you want. I like Horton a bit better, but around the same level as that.
Yeah. In the end, they both still fall into the same category of it's going to be a movie you could throw on. It will entertain your kids.
Yeah.
About pretty much it when it comes to those ones.
Alright then, so the next film we're going to go into is WALL-E.
Okay, so this is easy one, like the best.
Yeah. Might well be. Right. I mean, the animation is stunning for 2008, like, the space scenes.
The animation is really good. The story is also quite good, because a lot of it is done without dialogue, at least from WALL-E's perspective.
Yeah, it's all just animation and a bit of emotion.
Yeah, like, there's very little dialogue. Also, like, the fucking defined dancing scene. If you remember that.
What happened in that?
Alright, so you know how, like, the captain keeps asking the computer questions about Earth? And, like,
Manuel! Yeah.
Yeah, one of the ones he asks is defined dancing. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And as he's doing that, WALL-E and like Eva are kind of like that, like moving through space or something like that. That makes sense.
Oh, is that when she goes to rescue WALL-E in space?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. That's pretty badass.
Yeah, it's a really beautifully animated scene. So, the story of WALL-E. Earth has become overrun with pollution, littering, and all this other toxicity stuff that made the planet uninhabitable. So, so by and large, which funny enough are featured in most Pixar movies, I think.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, they're just always in the background of some, even in Cars. Is, sends all the humans into space while he has the WALL-E units clean up the world. Right? WALL-E is the last WALL-E unit that is currently functioning and continues to do his job. But he also seems to collect, like, little knickknacks here and there.
Yeah.
Soon a probe unit, or, like, is it probe? I don't know what it is. Basically, a scout unit lands on the planet, which is Eva, who is designed to scan the planet for any signs of life. And if she finds it, to bring it back to the ship to show that the planet can now inhabit life again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So there's that. So Eva finds a small plant that WALL-E found that is just a plant, which turns out to activate her directive. So she ends up going back to the ship, but WALL-E, having fallen in love with Eva, hitches a ride on the ship as well.
Yeah, somehow doesn't he hold on to the side of it or something?
Yeah, he does.
What a strong bastard.
Yeah.
But yeah, the space stuff's amazing. Then he lands on the ship, and you see all these really clean, amazing robots, and WALL-E just stands out like a sore thumb.
Yeah.
Quite funny, really.
You got all the robots that are WALL-E clearly stands out. You've got the robot that cleans everything.
Yeah, that was hilarious. I felt so sorry for him.
Yeah, is he chasing WALL-E the entire movie to try and clean him?
Yeah, and he puts the siren. No, he doesn't have a siren. It's a different robot that has that. Sorry, but he's always chasing him.
Yeah, and doesn't WALL-E accidentally break out all of these just dysfunctional robots?
Oh yeah, I think so. Yeah.
So they end up treating WALL-E like a leader or something.
Yeah.
It's just funny. But yeah, the humans have all become very fat, lazy, and are always on these little hover chairs.
They're all about
going on around them.
They all weigh about 500 pounds.
Yeah, but a lot of that is due to the whole gravitation. I think they explain the whole gravitation stuff. Some of their bones have disappeared in exchange to make up for it, something like that.
Oh, that's a shame.
Yeah, but apparently that stuff can materialize again if like over time. So yeah, so there's that, and yeah, let's see, besides that, really, yeah, it turns out the vice captain of the ship, which is the head AI that runs the entire ship under the command of the captain, has been given a secret directive to keep the ship going, like not to let it return to Earth, which we soon discover. Also, it's made very like it's hinted at very, but not very subtly, that the vice captain's trying to like take over the whole ship, because they have like these pictures showing all the previous captains, and then each one is in the background, and with each passing one, he's getting closer to the front.
That's pretty cool imagery, pretty cool foreshadowing.
Yeah, to show that like it's like it plans to take over the ship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To be honest, as a villain, he's quite good really, because you can't really blame him. He's just following his directive. He's a bloody robot.
He's following his orders. He was ordered not to let the humans return to Earth because the planet was deemed uninhabitable.
Yeah.
And they were given a specific order not to return to Earth, so he's going to do that.
Yeah, so he's quite an understandable villain, really.
Yeah.
You can't really have too much of a go at him. He's just a bloody robot. He's a bit like 343 Guilty Spark in Halo. As much as Guilty Spark is a bit of a pillock, he was programmed to like just cleanse the universe, quote unquote, with the Halo rings by destroying it. So you can't really.
That's the thing with robot villains, is you can't really fault them a lot of the time because they are just following a direct. You know.
Same with the Terminator, really. Even the Terminator in the first one is a bit more of a pillock because he wants to just murder some innocent person. Those are his orders, aren't they? You know, so.
Yeah. Like, if it's a robot that has free will and is doing this shit, fair enough. Like, they're choosing to do it. But if it's one that's doing it because they were ordered to, you can't really fault them because it's programmed into them. They literally have to do it.
Yeah, like Bender from Futurama, he's just a total pillock. He's quite funny, but he's just an absolute bellend.
Yeah, Bender's one of those robots that has been able to go against his direct.
Yeah. Calcular's quite a funny robot as well, even though he's an absolute bellend. If someone messes up his scene, he'll kill him. So.
Oh yeah, him. I only do double take. Is he like one of those like he doesn't do double takes? He always does everything in one take.
Yeah. That Harold. Did you ever see that Harold Zoid episode? That was so funny when they made their own film and it was just overacting and like he was saying, everyone in the background, throw a pyre down, start dancing and screaming, and there's a serious scene going on, and everyone in the background's just acting stupid.
Yeah.
Class episode. But yeah, back to Wall-E. It's pretty cool how Wall-E sacrifices himself, even though he isn't actually dead.
Get the plant so they go back.
Yeah.
That was a sad scene, honestly.
Yeah, so he's a top man. At least he survived.
Because it's not just like that Wall-E's death was like, oh, just a character death. He fucking got crushed, literally. Like, he got fucking flattened.
Yeah.
By the vice captain robot.
Yeah. But they brought Wall-E back to life somehow with... how did they do it?
When they got back to Earth, Eva went to Wall-E's, like, little home thing because he showed her it, right? And started grabbing a bunch of the spare parts he keeps there to repair himself in order to, like, fix him.
Yeah.
And then she took him to the roof to, like, get him to charge with solar power.
Oh, cool.
Because that's how Wall-E charges. And even though, like, he did charge up, he was reset back to his default programming for a bit.
Oh yeah, he forgets who she is.
Doing his orders.
Yeah, he forget. How does he remember everything in the end? Then?
I think Eva like does that thing where, like, I guess the robot equivalent of a kiss, where like.
Oh yeah, the electric spark.
But like jumps between them.
Yeah.
And that's apparently what snaps him out of it, or gets him to remember.
Oh, cool. Fair dues.
Yeah. But no, like, Wall-E is one of the best animated movies, I'm gonna be blunt.
Yeah.
It is up there, like, it is one of the best.
Highly recommend, all I'll say is highly recommend. If you're a film buff like myself, you need to watch it. Great film, really enjoyable.
It is a must-watch. Like, so, remember I kept bringing a point between like a timeless animated movie to a non-timeless. WALL-E is easily a timeless.
Yeah, I mean, there's no silly celebrity impressions in there. There's no silly pop culture references. There's no. There's not many.
Right.
There's not many references to other films neither, apart from 2001: Space Odyssey with that robot AI.
Yeah.
But that's sort
any
of.
references they do have is justified because it's WALL-E just trying to understand it.
Yeah, they have some films and some music, but the music, I can remember that song now. I'm not going to sing it, but it's like.
Yeah, the one that WALL-E's listening to most of the time.
Yeah, that's time.
But a lot of that is him trying to understand it.
No, I know, but I'm saying it was a good song choice because I can still remember that song now. If they picked, I don't know, some random Limp Bizkit song that no one's heard of, then
yeah, they definitely made a good choice of like the song there as one like for WALL-E to try and like understand.
Yeah. So they're a really good song choice. You know, it's a classic. So if an old person's watching it, they might be like, "Oh, I remember that when I was young. Way this film's alright."
Yeah.
So
I don't know how many timeless ones we've had on this these podcasts, but WALL-E is definitely one of them.
I'd say probably Ratatouille, Shrek 2, WALL-E, Toy Story 1 and 2, maybe 3 and 4. I don't know. First Incredibles, in my opinion, I absolutely love it. That's probably And
I find I would put Kung Fu Panda up there just because not the first one but if you look at the trilogy as a whole, it actually is quite a good emotional journey.
Yeah, Poe's
For a
arc's
movie
quite
based around
amazing.
Jack Black as a panda.
Yeah, you wouldn't think they'd pull that off because I'm not having to go at Jack Black, but I haven't really seen many of his films, but he just plays himself all the time. But for some reason,
he plays a jokester.
Yeah, but for some reason, as Poe, he's an amazing actor. Like, that made me think, bro, this bloke is actually quite amazing. He's not just some bum who plays himself all the time. I mean, for 90% of the time he is, but for the 10% he plays an amazing, interesting bloke in Poe.
Yeah, but I mean, the reason he plays himself is because he improvs most of his jokes and lines.
Yeah.
And anyone who works with Jack Black knows he improvs and builds the script around his improv.
Yeah, but a lot of his films suck, though. No offense. Like, School of Rock was boring. King Kong was... I don't know. Have you seen King Kong?
No.
Oh. Well, King Kong, it was just sort of... It went on forever and ever and ever, and I didn't really... Yeah. His character was just a bit of a douche, really. There wasn't any deepness to him. He was just like, I gotta find King Kong.
Yeah. I mean... But you gotta look at this, even a great actor can't save a shit script.
Very true. Very, very true. Because we talked about that.
If the script is terrible, no matter how good of actor you are, you can't save it.
Yeah, because we did talk about that before. With Ant Bully, with the kid who played Aang. Well, he's an adult now, obviously. And then he did the Ant Bully Lucas guy, and it was crap. He was...
Yeah.
So a good actor...
Yeah, we definitely talked about this before. It's like, a good actor can... a bad script can somewhat work with a bad actor, but a good actor cannot work with a bad script.
Yeah. And also, Robert De Niro from 1974 to 2001, he was in some of the best films ever. But then after 2001, for some reason, he's just been in loads of crap films, apart from Limitless and The Irishman and The Joker. A lot of his films have been absolute crap.
Yeah.
So, And he, in my opinion, is the best actor ever. And if he's been in loads of crap films, then it can happen to anyone, I guess.
Yeah.
It's just the luck of the draw.
Okay, so we haven't covered this one yet, but when we get to it, I know for a fact this one goes on the timeless list. When we get to How to Train Your Dragon.
Yeah.
That one's definitely going on the timeless list. Just gonna say that out there now.
The first one, definitely. I don't know about the second one, and I haven't seen the third, but I love the first one.
I haven't seen the third one yet either. I need to go watch that at some point, but the first one, definitely. Second one's good. I'm not sure if it falls into the timeless bin on its own, but if you count it as a package with the others, then maybe. But the first one's own definitely goes to the timeless bin.
Yeah, and you know what the most timeless film ever, Scott, is?
No?
Madagascar 1. No, I'm joking. But yeah, next film, we talked about Bolt, WALL-E. what was out in 2009? Monsters vs Aliens.
Oh, okay. So this one is in no way a timeless one.
Absolute crap, really. When you think about it.
The CGI was okay, but not far from the best, considering we have had movies with way better CGI in the past.
Yeah.
Like literally, there have been animated movies that came out before it that had better CGI than it. We've talked about most of them on this list already.
Yeah.
Most of the characters are fucking idiots.
Pretty much.
Like, the fucking president is a dumbass.
Like, the thing is, it's sort of laughable how stupid he is, but...
Yeah. Like, if they're not taking themselves seriously, then yeah, it's a decent enough laugh. Because, like...
Like,
yeah.
I found it funny when I was a kid, some of his antics, but the problem was the jokes went on too long. So, you know, when he was playing the the Axel F on the piano to the robot.
You playing the the robot.
You'd think, like, the robot would have killed him by now. So, and why did he think that this would work? I know it's meant to be a joke, but why did he... And why is his security nodding along to the song? Why aren't they saying, "President, you idiot, get down here now"? And somehow the president can outrun the robot's arm. And then he tries shooting the robot. I mean, I don't know. The General Monger is quite a generic general lunatic.
Yeah, classic, like, warmonger who is somewhat, like, gone mental, but isn't a bad guy.
Yeah, he's quite a good bloke in this. He's quite a good guy.
Yeah. Like, he actually treats the monsters, like, kind of okay-ish.
Yeah.
Like, yes, he keeps them locked up, but it's because he has to.
Yeah.
Basically, the world really would not be able to deal with the fact monsters are walking around.
Yeah, like if Ginormica was out roaming the streets, because he said to her, like, you know, "Oh, don't cry, baby girl, it makes my heart hurt," or something, I don't know.
Yeah, it makes my knees hurt.
That's it, yeah. So, you know, he gets where they're coming from, like, what, but, like, you can't have a bloody giant woman roaming about. You can't. It just wouldn't work. And you can't have a massive blob.
And some of the monsters, like, for example, fucking Insectosaurus, that one, by size alone, would cause so much destruction if it was just walking around, purely from size alone.
Yeah, yeah.
Because that one is giant. Like, it's as big as the fucking robot that gets dropped from space.
Yeah. It was very weird when the monsters went to a party and Bob tried to eat a woman. That was quite weird.
Yeah, but that's Bob just
being a dumbass.
Yeah.
So yeah, the story's about this woman called Susan, and somehow she survives getting crushed by this massive metal thing from a spaceship, this massive metal meteorite, and then she becomes a giant person. Went on her wedding day, then she gets shot and taken down with a dart, and then yeah. Yeah,
she gets captured, taken to a government facility where she meets the missing link, Bob, or Bob, whatever you want to call it.
Seth Rogen.
Yeah, the Dr. Cockroach and Insectosaurus.
Yeah.
All the monsters who are kept there. There's also a joke of the Invisible Man and the Wolfman.
Yeah, which was I didn't really get.
Yeah, because there's a bit where they say that no monster's ever gone out here, and Bob's like, "The Invisible Man?" He's like, "No, he didn't. We just told you that so you wouldn't be sad. He actually died of a heart attack in that chair, still there."
Okay, that's actually quite funny.
Yeah, the joke there is like it just pans to an empty chair, and he's like, "He's still there." Because the idea is like it's Invisible Man, you can't really see him, so. Like the Invisible Man joke actually is kind of good.
Yeah. But yeah, so a massive robot comes down and goes to San Francisco Bridge, starts tearing up the place.
Why is it always San Francisco?
Yeah, the Golden Gate Bridge in it, but yeah.
Yeah.
So that General Monger says, "Get over there, monsters, and I'll give you your freedom."
Yeah, he tells them that, like, in exchange for, like, if they take down the robot, he's been told to give them their freedom. So they agree, and then almost immediately want to back out of it when they realize the robot is way, way bigger than they thought.
Yeah.
Like, as I said, it's as big as Insectosaurus, if not slightly bigger.
I mean, did they think this was going to be easy?
They didn't. The general didn't tell them anything about the robot, like how big it was.
They probably should have asked.
Yeah, that one's on them. And then it's later revealed that that thing was actually just a probe.
Yeah, that thing.
Like, it was there to scout the planet.
So it wasn't even going to hurt anyone.
Yeah, well, it wasn't an attack robot. It was there as a scout.
Yeah.
So, like, yeah.
So they just did everything for nothing, really.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Then the Galaxar, the main bad guy of the movie, comes to the planet.
Galaxar. Hail Galaxar!
Yeah. Hail Galaxar. Galaxar is actually kind of entertaining.
I guess.
It's joke when he, like, contacts Earth after arriving. He's like, I come in peace. I mean, you no harm,
You're all gonna
but
die.
some of you won't survive the next 24 hours.
Yeah.
And those of you who do will probably be enslaved and tested on. It's like, how the fuck is that coming in peace and meaning no harm?
Yeah. I think he's like an absolute rubbish version of Megamind, personally.
I think that's what they were going for, is like, he kind of is like a legit just worse Megamind.
Yeah. Because he's just a straight up lunatic. He's just like, I don't know.
Yeah. It's like, there are innocent people on my planet before it was destroyed. Oh, I'm sorry, don't be. I was the one who destroyed it.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, there's a lot of jokes like that. And then, like, there's all, like, so there's videos of this. Like, you know, like, the bit where, like, he's in that thing and like, he keeps cutting off what he's saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's bits of that where people have dubbed over what they think he was saying every time it went down.
Mhm.
And yeah, like some of the things they put in there are fucked up.
Oh, okay.
And it's like, I mean, okay, I guess I can see him saying that, but Jesus, like, put a censor on.
Okay, I'll have to watch it then.
There's a bunch of those.
Oh, okay.
It's because you can put anything there, since a lot of the sentence gets cut out.
Yeah.
You can legit just put anything there, regardless of how bad, and you can have it work.
Mhm.
But yeah, no, yeah, so, they repeat a joke twice in the movie, and that's when Missing Link's going through the sewers, he, like, bashes his head on, like, one of those sewer plate things.
Yeah.
And then they do it again later on the spaceship.
Oh, okay.
Also, I like how the fucking override key for the, spaceship is fucking Dance Dance Revolution.
Oh, yeah. Huh. Crazy. But yeah, they get out, the ship blows up, and then they have another mission to go on, and because I'm guessing they were trying to set up for a sequel, but it just ended up being a bag of arse. This film did.
Yeah.
So.
Like, now I do know some people who do like the movie. And it's like, if you like it, power to you, but it's not a good. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
It's just not good.
Mhm.
Story is a bit lackluster. The animation is outdone by several movies prior. Like, you know it's bad when your animation is outdone by movies done before you.
Yeah.
By, like, a fair few years.
Mhm. But yeah, overall, I really wouldn't watch this one. It's just a bit mind-numbing and crap, really, and stupid.
Yeah, I mean, you can shut your mind off for a couple of hours with it.
I think you'll enjoy it if you're drunk.
Yeah, I can imagine it's one of those movies that if you have a beer and some friends, it probably is probably a hilarious watch.
Yeah. Seth Rogen and everyone just faffing around and being stupid.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think you would need some beers to watch this.
Yeah.
Like,
that's the thing. If one of the watching points of your movie is it's a good drinking movie, that's not always a good time.
No. I suppose you can say that about a lot of crap films.
Yeah, a lot of crap films become hilarious if you're drinking or with friends or both.
Yeah.
Alright,
So yeah, overall, bit crap.
Yeah, overall.
Not as bad as Shrek the Third and Shark Tale, but...
Oh, yeah, no, it's not as bad as them, like, but it's bad.
Not as good as Bolt and Horton Hears a Who, so...
Yeah.
Well, not as half decent or average.
Grey Line, that's where it fits.
Yeah. Well, I meant not as half decent or as average as Bolt and Horton. Anyway, next film, Up, I think. Unless I can think of another one. Actually, no, let's just do Up.
Yeah, Up's a good one. So, Up is one of those... It's a funny movie, but it's also got really, like, impactful, like, emotional... It's like, the beginning is seen as very sad.
Yeah, it was quite a shame, really.
Yeah, because, like, even though, like, some parts of the beginning are played off for laughs, when you look at it, it's fucking sad.
Because she loses a kid, and then they don't even get to go around the world.
Yeah, she loses a kid, and then later he loses his wife.
Yeah. Well, I mean, she loses the baby. Sorry, the baby dies.
They lose the baby, which is sad. And then later he loses his wife just before he's about to tell her that they're about to go to Paradise Falls.
Yeah.
Which was one of their dreams, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was, yeah, to visit it, yeah.
Yeah. So that's sad. And then, like, he's got these government people trying to buy his house in order to, like, build over it for a shopping centre. So that's something. So he's just become a bitter, grumpy old man, and I don't blame him.
Yeah, I mean, those builders, I know they were just trying to be nice to convince him to leave, and they might have paid him, but they don't even own the land, isn't that, like, illegal?
I think they bought up all the land except his house. Like, his house was the last one they needed, and he was refusing to sell for obvious reasons.
I don't really blame him, to be honest.
Yeah. Some people have made a connection to the movie of, like, the adventure is actually him passing on, and the child that's with him throughout the movie is an angel guiding him. Some people have made that weird comparison to the movie.
I really don't look... Well, who's Charles Mutz then and his dogs?
Who knows?
I don't like these theories because they're just like... They're usually someone's locked in a mental asylum, it's all fake, or everyone's dead, and this is... I mean,
there's a theory someone made on fucking Ed and Eddie that the kids are all stuck in purgatory, which is why there's so many kids from distinctive different time periods in one cul-de-sac.
Yeah, but it... Just let the show...
You know, one of those theories that it can kind of ruin the show if, like, you take it too serious, which a lot of people fucking do. Weird.
I just think Ed, Ed and Eddie is just some shit people that animate... Not shit as in it's shit, but some stuff that animators came up with and just enjoyed themselves with and had a laugh with, and...
Yeah, because Ed and Eddie is one of the best slapstick cartoons.
Yeah. And every time you pause it, there's usually a funny face.
Yeah. Also, there's a lot of hidden, like, adult jokes in there.
Yeah.
Ed and Eddie is one of those cartoons that even as an adult holds up massively.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, a lot of the jokes are still very funny. Also, it's one of those few cartoons where the main characters are actually the antagonists, and they almost never win.
Yeah.
Like, the Eds are technically, like, the antagonists of the show. They're always trying to scam the other kids, and every episode ends with them getting their shit for it. Like, they almost never win.
Yeah.
Which is good. Did you ever see the Ed and Eddie movie? The one that ended the show?
I did, yeah. Weren't they trying to find the Pink Ed's brother?
Yeah, they were trying to find Eddie's brother. So, that movie ended the show really well, I think, because, like, it reveals a bit more about Eddie's character, and that he just wants to fit in. You know what I mean? And it turns out his brother is actually super fucking abusive.
Yeah, he's just a douche. Don't they all team up and beat him up?
Funny enough, no.
Oh, okay.
They actually don't team up to beat him up. It's one of those, like, we'll have to cover that another time, obviously, because, like, we keep getting caught off topic.
Yeah.
No, between fucking movies.
Yeah. Anyway, then, back to Up then. So, Fredrickson's pretty pissed off. So he attaches 1 million balloons to his house, and then he goes, no, at first he assaults someone accidentally. The builder's like, get off the land. He says it in a nice way, and he's like, no, and then he whacks him with the...
And it's because, like, they actually messed up the mailbox.
Oh, yeah.
And then they try and fix it. He's like, don't touch that. Bonks him on the head.
Yeah.
And then he realizes what he did, and gets taken to court, losing the deed to his house, and thus they now finally have the land.
Yeah. I mean, it was an accident.
Yeah, but you gotta admit, like, he did go a bit far with having to bonk the guy on the fucking noggin.
Yeah.
He did go a bit far.
I
can understand, like, it's his house. He made it with his wife before she passed. That's why he doesn't want to give it up. But the guy was just trying to fix the mailbox that they fucked up, and you decide to bonk him on the head with your stick and cut his head open when you do so.
Yeah, true. But yeah, there's this geezer called Russell who I forgot why he went to. I know he's a scout or something.
He needs his helping the elderly badge.
Oh yeah.
Which is why he's there.
A bit gimpy really, because he could have gone to any old person.
Yeah.
But there you go. So yeah, Fredricksen flies off and goes, "So long, boys!" And then the police shoot the balloons and he crashes and there's a whole big...
Nah, that's not what happened. That would be funny.
So he goes, "So long, boys!" and escapes. And I suppose the police choose not to pursue him because the builders finally have the land, so who cares?
Yeah.
But yeah, Russell's a bit worried. No, Russell's on the
Yeah, Russell somehow ended up on the balloon, on the house balloon as well.
Yeah, so he's like, "Mr. Fredricksen, can I come in?" No! Then he chucks him off the edge.
Yes, that was one of the jokes they showed in the trailer, wasn't it? And that was quite a good one. It's like, "Can I come in?" No. Closes the door.
Yeah. Bit sad, but...
I don't know, like, grumpy old men, like, tend to be some of the funniest, like, cartoon characters for some reason.
They do, man.
Because the thing is, the joke is that, like, 9 times out of 10, the joke is, I'm an old guy, but still somehow, like, a grumpy old man is always fucking hilarious to watch.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like those old people who, like, fucking give no, like, thought for other people and just walk in the way.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
They go around the gaff. They meet this weird, massive bird who hangs around with them.
Yeah, the bird.
And
the
then...
bird that likes chocolate, and... It's not like the bird the guy was hunting as well, and he couldn't catch it.
Yeah.
Because it lives inside this like weird labyrinth that only it knows the way through, and he's had so many dogs go in there and die of starvation.
Mm-hmm.
And then it turns out Russell was able to get the bird by it because it likes chocolate.
Mm-hmm.
So then the guy, even though the guy starts off as a good host, he goes a bit mental because he thinks they're after the bird as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And ends up becoming the villain of the movie, which kind of feels a little out of nowhere, I'm gonna be blunt.
I thought he made an okay antagonist, because at the start, you see him at the start, he's Mr. Fredricksen's wife's big idol.
I guess, like, if you've been alone for so many years hunting this one thing, you would go a bit mental if you found out someone else could catch it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that easily.
Yeah.
You would kind of lose it a bit.
Mm-hmm.
But, Up is another one of those, it's a really good animated movie. Like, the beginning has some really good animated, like, really good, like, emotion to it. The movie's funny, but even though, like, the old man can be a bit mean, it's never, like, mean for, like, no reason. Like, you can tell why, because he's very bitter.
Mm-hmm.
But it justifies why he's bitter. Because, obviously, he's lost pretty much everything when you look at it.
Yeah.
And most people who lose everything like that do end up being very bitter individuals.
Mm-hmm.
And so, Up is one of those I would definitely give a watch.
Yeah, I think it's quite good, really. The high-pitched dog was quite funny. The really intimidating leader dog. No,
Dog, I have just met you, and I love you.
Yeah, but there was another dog who had a really high-pitched voice, because his voice thing was great.
Alpha.
Yeah.
Because his collar kept breaking.
Mm-hmm.
So even though, like, he was, like, the leader of the dogs and, like, the most intimidating one, because obviously he's the alpha, his collar kept breaking, so he always has a super high-pitched voice.
Yeah.
That none of the other dogs can take seriously.
Yeah. The action was quite good. And Mr. Fredricksen got to where he needed to go in the end, but then he thought, no, I'm going back to save the bird.
Yeah. and you think about it, he kind of has a family again at the end, because, like, you know, because, like, he's there for, like, Russell to give him his badge, when his dad isn't. And you see, like, him and Russell hanging out again at the end as well, so,
And the
like,
dog.
So yeah, so in a way, he kind of gets a family back. I thought that was a really nice moment, though, because wasn't one of the big things about, like, Gristle is he was hoping his dad would be there to give him his badge when he earned it,
I think so.
and his dad never showed. But
Yeah.
then, like, so the old man does it. Like, I like that scene. I always thought it was very nice.
Yeah. Quite a good
It really-
film.
It really
And-
shows, like, the emotion between the two now.
yeah, everyone says it's like one of the best things ever. I wouldn't go that far, but it's quite good.
Oh no, it's not one of the best like movies of all time, but it's definitely good.
Yeah.
Like, there have been a few other movies on this list that I would say are better,
Yeah.
but it's definitely one of the few on this list I give an absolute want to.
Mhm.
You haven't seen it at least once to watch it, because you
should.
are kind of missing out on this one. But
Yeah.
there is more than I've said for half the movies on these lists.
Mhm. So yeah, I'm just gonna check if there's any more in 2008 quickly. 208 film animated. I don't think there is. No, this is 209 now. Sorry, 20. I think no, we've covered them. All right then.
Yep.
2010. I firstly do want to talk about Megamind.
Yeah,
One of my
so this is going
personal.
to be a good one.
One of my personal favourites. The critics didn't really. Oh, it's given a high rating now, probably because of Shay Frillis' video.
It's one of those, it didn't get rated well when it came out, but now it's got a following, and a lot of people have, like, because it wasn't advertised too well, I don't think.
Everyone thought it was just a Despicable Me ripoff.
Yeah, like, that's the thing, like, movies like Megamind is, like, a lot of really good animated movies often die by the hammer because the company don't advertise it right. Like, Treasure Island is one that fell for this hard. Not Treasure Island, Treasure Planet.
I didn't actually watch that properly. I remember it a bit when I was a
Treasure
kid.
Planet's another one of those really good ones that I actually give a watch, but it didn't get advertised well at all.
Oh.
So the movie died by the hammer
Mhm.
from it. Because it was a really good movie, like, it's one of my, like, I give it a watch. And, like, obviously it's not the best movie, because very few movies ever reach that level, but it's up there for sure, and, like, yeah. So the fact that, like, so it pains me that the movie actually did really bad, because it wasn't advertised properly at all.
It's given a good rating by IMDb user ratings now.
Yeah, user ratings, but not, like, critic ratings, I think, at the beginning when it first came out.
Yeah.
The thing with user ratings is they mostly go up or down over time based on if fans find it or not.
True.
Like, so that's why a lot of, like, anime movies that didn't do good on the first time they came out, like Megamind, now are very popular and known as some of the all-time best.
Mhm.
Like, even Iron Giant, when that came out, wasn't critically acclaimed. It was until the fans found it and saw what it actually was that it became as good as it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, like, that's the thing. Megamind also had this happen where it wasn't advertised too well, so it kind of had judgment by the hammer. And, yeah. Like, it's obviously because Megamind is a great movie.
Mhm.
Like, its storytelling is so good. The jokes are funny. And, like, yeah. And even though, like, there's a parallel to Super at the very beginning, it's played as a parody.
Yeah.
Like, they do it as a parody.
Mhm.
Yeah, so it's good. So shall we analyze this movie?
Of course. So it starts off with Megamind, and he's getting put in this escape pod. And right when the door's shutting, his dad says, "You are destined for," and you don't hear what he's saying. He's like, "Destined? Destined for what?" So Megamind
I never caught that last part.
Yeah.
It probably wasn't important.
Yeah, and I think that's quite cool because his dad isn't saying you're destined for amazing things or you're destined for evil. It's just up to the audience and himself to decide his future.
Yeah.
He's about to land in this fancy mansion place, and then Metro Man bumps him out the way at the last second.
Also, what's good about Metro Man is, like, he's not, like... Yes, he's a bit cocky because of his upbringing, but he's not a bad guy either.
No, not at all. He's quite a good bloke, you know?
Yeah, like, he actually has, like, one of those, like, rivalry relationships with Megamind, in the sense that, like, the two are kind of, like, more, like, old-timey friends than actual rivals.
Yeah, they are, really.
Yeah.
To be honest, with Megamind, I feel like Metro Man being stronger than everyone and being given superpowers, that's okay, but Megamind creating stuff is way more talented, I think.
Yeah, well, it's because, like, a lot of his inventions growing up would go haywire and cause a bit of, like, chaos, so he often, like, got, like, bad rep from that. So he decided just to become a villain, then, if everyone's going to treat him like one. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Remember, like, when he went to the school, Metro Man was also there, and even though he was inventing things, a lot of his inventions didn't work. So, he kind of just got treated like a villain a lot, so he ended up just, like, embracing it and becoming one. But you can tell throughout the movie that, like, it wasn't really being a villain he wanted, because when he did win, he felt empty.
Yeah, he felt like, man, I'm successful now. What is there to even accomplish? Metro Man ain't around anymore.
Yeah, to the point where he even tries to make another Metro Man for him to fight, but he chooses the complete wrong candidate.
Totally wrong, yeah, because Jonah Hill's an absolute lunatic.
He dropped the ball for a second.
Sorry about that. I said Jonah Hill's an absolute lunatic.
Yeah, so Hal, who is the guy who ends up becoming Titan, is not a good person, and yet, like, so he's one of those, like, entitled gamers who believes that, or entitled nerds that believes because he's nice to a woman, he's entitled to them.
Yeah.
And believes that the only reason him and Roxanne, the love interest of the movie, aren't together is because he doesn't have superpowers. So obviously when he finds out that that wasn't the reason, he can't bear it and has a fucking tantrum and starts destroying the city with his new godlike powers.
He starts robbing people, treating people like shit.
Yeah, like, he starts destroying entire buildings, like, all sorts.
Yeah.
Like, so, like, it's one of those things, like, he's one of those people, like, he's, like, the worst candidate to give powers like that to.
It was a total accident that they picked him, though, because he seemed quite harmless. He just seemed like a bit of an entitled perv at first, but he seemed like
But, I mean, he did get the thing out, like, he did get the thing to put him at once, but they could have took it out, but Megaman's like, no, perfect. Because they even had, like, a thing to extract it from him before it kicked in. You know what I mean? And so they could pick another target.
Yeah.
Because that's how they beat him at the end. They used that same device to extract the power from him.
Yeah, they could have legit picked anyone else, couldn't they?
Yeah, there's probably several candidates in the world that, like, could have been better. But here's the tricky thing about picking a person to have powers like that, is a lot of people will act good, but once they have that godlike power and know there's no longer consequences to their actions, they let a lot of their true selves show.
True.
So it actually would be very hard in real life to make a decision like that, because a lot of people don't show their true colours, because there's consequences to it.
Well, Scott, you know what? Just give me the power and I'll be totally sensible with it. I won't start smashing shit up. Just give it to me. Or you can have it if you want, you know. You won't start smashing the gaff up. So, problem solved.
That's the thing, is, like, you can say you won't, same as I can say I won't, but there's no way of actually knowing unless that situation actually occurred and what.
Yeah, true. No, it's like most things, isn't it? A lot of people say, I'd do this if I was in this person's situation. Oh, I'd definitely do this. Oh, I'd do this. I'd be fine. I'd be perfect. And then, in reality, you don't know about a situation until you've actually been there.
And once you're in it, you'll find that most of the time you don't act the way you thought you would.
Yeah, it's like people saying, oh, if I was famous, I'd be great, I wouldn't take drugs, I'd be perfect, I'd be... maybe. But also maybe not, because you're not in their situation.
Yeah, a lot of, like, famous actors do take drugs, but, like, there's normally a reason why. The
Yeah.
thing is, acting is a strenuous job, like, when you're a professional actor, because you've got to go in, like, every day, like, do thousands of shoots on a movie repeatedly.
It does depend. It depends. I'm not saying a lot of actors aren't mentally tough, but I think partly it depends on your mentality, how passionate you are, how many films you've done, and your age and your health. Like you know.
Yeah, but, like, it's one of those, like, I can, like, there's a lot of, like, it's a lot of mental strain being well.
Yeah.
Because you also have, like, that thing of, even if, like, you're a good actor, there's a, like, or you make a movie and you're proud of it, there's a percent chance a lot of people will not like it, and you will get harassed for it.
Yeah, especially in this day and age, social media bollocks. Because, I mean, I'm not trying to be a pillock to Will Ferrell or anything, but he hasn't really done any good films apart from Megamind. Like, imagine being an average actor and being in all the... Imagine just having one great film and then you just can't replicate that success because of things... A lot of the time it's out of people's control, really. Like, how they can't replicate success.
Yeah.
Like Robert De Niro, he's still a good actor, but he just hasn't been in good films. Well, he has, but like for years he wasn't in good films. It's just not easy, you know.
Yeah. Exactly.
I think the best thing to do, in my opinion, for actors, instead of trying to, you know, keep acting and acting and acting and acting, and you're not happy and you're taking drugs, just do what Joe Pesci did. Just retire. You know, a lot of them have millions upon millions. Like, just retire. There's no point if you're not enjoying it and you're not happy.
I mean, like, Robert Downey Jr. is one of those actors who legit could retire. Like, the Marvel movies have set him for life.
Yeah, but I mean, loads. Can you? You only need more than a few million, you know.
Yeah, the thing is, actors get paid very well. Like, okay, so if I was an actor, this would be the kind of acting I would want to do. I would do a couple, like, roles just to get a lot of money. And now that I'm set, I would do roles that I just want to do for the fun of it.
Yeah, passion projects.
Yeah, you would do, like, that's the thing. Like, a lot of the goal for those types of things is get, like, your money, and then once you know you're set and you can look after your family and that, then you do what you actually are passionate about.
Yeah.
That's what a lot of, like, actors and, like, producers in that industry do, is they do jobs and take jobs until they've got enough money that they know they can support their family no matter what, and that they're set for a good fair bit, and then they dedicate it to their passion projects instead from there on.
Which I really respect that, to be honest.
Yeah, like, you put up with how many years of doing this to make sure your family's set, and now you finally reap the reward of it, of getting to do whatever you like now.
Yeah, I mean, for some reason, that I know you mentioned Robert Downey Jr., but Dr. Dolittle was not a passion project, I'm sorry. If that was a passion project, then bloody hell, what's happened to him?
Yeah, that was not a passion project. I don't know what was going on with Dr. Dolittle.
Do you think he just wanted to work with John Cena or something?
I don't know. Like,
what was the point?
I don't know. Like, here's the thing is with that movie. I was like, it's one of those, like, you can tell when a person actor is not giving their all, but somehow the animals also looked like they weren't giving it their all, and they were animated.
Yeah. You had quite a half decent cast. Tom Holland, Emma Thompson, Rami Malek, who plays Robot. I think it's iRobot or Mr. Robot. Selena Gomez, John Cena. You know.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like all these people were bums.
They had a good cast for the animal. Like, also, apparently, like, Robert Downey Jr. was dubbed throughout the whole movie.
That's weird.
Yeah. So it was not a passion project. It was something.
Yeah.
But all I'm saying is, like, it's one of those, like, Robert Downey Jr. is set from the Marvel movies. He legit could just retire and do whatever he wants at this point.
Do you reckon...
Those movies fucking set him for life.
Do you reckon some actors just do it for something to do because they're bored?
Sometimes, yeah. Like, there are some actors that have a really weird code about it. Like, fucking Nicolas Cage is known for never turning down a role, which is why he's in so many odd movies.
He just spams out stuff all the time, doesn't he? Isn't he in like 10 films a year or something ridiculous?
Yeah, but it's because he never turns down a role. So if you haven't got an actor for a movie, you just call Nicolas Cage, and he'll most likely accept it. So he's in some very bizarre movies.
Do you reckon he'd even do some weird student film?
Probably. Like I said, he does. If you're willing to pay, like, that's the thing. Like, if the role offers money, he'll accept it.
Yeah, just pay him £200 to come to England and just play a lunatic teacher. That'd be quite class.
Because the thing is, like, Cage also has this, like, he has the, like, level of crazy to him
Yeah.
that I don't think anyone understands other than Cage.
Probably true. I mean, for me, his only really good film was Face Off. I know he's done a few other good ones, but I haven't bothered seeing them. Wicker Man was bizarre. That was so weird. He punched a woman when he was dressed up as a bear. I know that wasn't real, but like that was part of the story. Like, what the hell? And Ghost Rider, he pisses fire. It's just weird.
Yeah, I say he's been in some very weird movies. Like he he's got a few good movies where he actually is really good, but a fair few of them are him being really odd.
Yeah.
Anyway,
he was in Kick-Ass. I didn't realise that.
Yeah, I think we got off topic.
Yeah, back to Megamind.
Megamind.
Top geezer. So yeah, all the voice actors do quite a good job. The battle scenes are quite cool. The training scene's quite cool. It was quite funny when Will Ferrell was impersonating Marlon Brando.
Also, I like how they subvert expectations of Metro Man not coming back at the end to save everyone.
That was amazing. Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, I love that they don't because they make it seem like he is just going to come back and save everyone at the end. Because obviously he doesn't. If you've watched the movie, he didn't actually die.
Yeah.
He just got tired of being a hero.
Yeah. He was like, and Music Man was born, and then she goes mental.
That way I can keep my logo.
Yeah. The thing is, with Metro Man, Schaefer has brought up this debate. Does he owe the city more than a firefighter who gets tired of firefighting, or a policeman who gets tired of being a copper?
Yeah, he doesn't really owe the city anything.
I mean, he's already saved them like 1,000 times. But on the other side of the argument, he's been blessed with this amazing power.
And he's choosing not to use it.
Yeah, he's just choosing to make music, but I'm thinking, hold on.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, but it's one of those things, like, if you were born with that incredible power, but then you would probably be forced to be a hero as well, even if it wasn't what you want.
True.
Like, because the thing is, like, he was blessed, and, like, he's been probably told throughout most of his childhood that, like, he had incredible power and all this. But, like, I don't think he ever actually wanted to be a hero. He just kind of ended up becoming that because everyone else wanted him to.
Yeah, true. But I mean, in the MCU, did what's his face, Iron Man, Captain America, did they all have a choice? Are they just going to have normal lives? Nope. But it is an interesting debate, the film in size. What about the nature versus nurture stuff as well? What do you think about that?
Nature v nurture. Because Megamind fucking grows up in a prison because that's where he lands.
Yeah. But you see, when he's with Roxanne Ritchie, that he just becomes more positive. He starts cleaning up the city. He starts being more of a nice bloke and treating people better. And but then as soon as he rejects her, he goes back to his evil ways, doesn't he?
Yeah.
I mean, she rejects him.
It is said that, like, a person, like, that comes close to you, and I don't mean, like, a girlfriend, I mean, like, just a person, like, who comes close to you, like, so a close friend or a girlfriend or whatever, or, like, I guess, or a boyfriend if you swing that way, like, they can bring, like, people like that bring out the best in you, and when they're gone, they often bring back out your worst.
Yeah.
Like, say you have a super close friend, you've been close to them for, like, years, like, since nursery, and then they suddenly turn their back on you because they found out one thing about, like, that, like, they go from, like, that would bring out your worst again.
Yeah.
And a lot of the thing is, like, people like that often bring out your best, so having that, like, yeah.
It's just that codependency stuff, isn't it, you know?
Yeah.
But
it's why a lot of time, like, loners and people who often want to be on their own often, like, they're very rarely super kind people.
True. I mean, some people like Bilbo Baggins are just happy on their own. They're just quite content.
Yeah, there are people who do like to just be on their own, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there are people as well, like, who choose to be on their own because they feel like they have to be.
Yeah. But I want to say with that nature versus nurture stuff though, Megamind did have a pretty shit hand dealt. But you could look at other people who have been dealt shit hands and they've come round all right from it. But there's other people who've got problems in the head who can't mentally. So it is an interesting debate. I suppose a regular person who hasn't got problems.
It's one of those. If people need help.
Yeah.
Like that's a fact. But the question is, a lot of time, who's going to help?
True.
Like that's the thing you gotta look out for. Like, yes, there are people who get dealt really bad hands, and some of them come out of it all right. But a lot of the question you gotta look at there is how many of them actually got help for it, though.
Yeah.
And
But on the other side of the spectrum, there's some people who have the best lives ever, best parents ever, everything they could ever want, and they just throw it all away just for no reason.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Like Megamind, he had a shit hand, but in the end he ended up being the genius, the good bloke who saved the day. Metro Man had everything and he just left. You know, I'm fed up. You know what I mean? Like Megamind would have loved what Metro Man had, but it took him ages to have it.
Yeah, but it's also like, it's one of those things that even though Metro Man left, he didn't paint him as in the wrong.
True. They were just like, it's up to the audience.
Yeah, they never outright said, oh, he left, he's in the wrong because he chose to leave and stop being a hero. It's like, if you're in his shoes and like you were forced to be a hero because you were blessed these powers when it was your passion, you would be kind of the same as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. You would fall into the exact same boat of, I don't want to do this anymore. I didn't want to do it to begin with.
Yeah. I sort of think, I don't know. He isn't a bad bloke, is he? And he's up to the audience. Personally, I think if you're that good, you sort of have a responsibility, but if you want to leave, you can't really be punished.
Yeah, I mean, at least he doesn't do what Titan does. Like, I pretty much have godlike powers. I'm going to use it to just abuse everybody.
Yeah, that's
because
just
I can. No one can stop me.
Yeah, that's just a total Pillock move, isn't it, basically?
Yeah.
Sad
pretty
days.
much.
But yeah, pretty great film, really. There was another thing I was going to say about it, but I can't remember. Oh yeah, the ending was quite satisfying. Like, if Megamind had just got everything out of nowhere, like, if he had just scared off Hal, it wouldn't have been anywhere near as cool as him coming up with a good solution at the last second.
Yeah, also, like, I like how Hal figures out that so there's a bit at the end of the movie where, like, Megamind disguises himself as Metro Man to scare off Hal, but Hal figures it out, and it's really cool how, like, it's really good how they have him figure it out. Like, he doesn't just figure it out. There's actually a hint to it that he finds that tells him that it's Megamind.
Yeah, and the thing is, throughout the film, Hal's painted as a total dummy. So
yeah. So basically, what the hint is, like, so throughout the film, Megamind always refers to Metro City as Metrocity.
He always pronounces loads of things wrong, though.
Yeah. So when Megamind's there as, well, Metro Man to, like, scare Hal off, he accidentally calls the city Metrocity again, and when Hal comes back, he's like, there's only one person I know who calls this town Metrocity. You.
Yeah.
So, like, it's always like, I do like how that's how Hal figures out that it's not Metro Man.
Yeah.
Like, instead of him just coming back and figuring it out.
Mhm.
So yeah.
Overall, there's so much more I could say about the film, but I just can't remember. The ending, the epilogue was quite funny when Minion hits Bernard.
Yeah.
Because I thought, did Bernard die in the explosion? I always thought that, but then I saw the epilogue years and years later, and he just gets kidnapped.
Yeah. It's one of those, like, yeah. It's a good movie.
Yeah, one final thing I wanted to say about it, though. You know Roxanne Ritchie, how she rejected Megamind at first?
Yeah.
I sort of think she's justified, because Megamind did terrorise the city and screw things up.
Oh, yeah, no, she's 100% justified.
Yeah. Like, he kidnapped her about 1 million times and just acted like a total pillock, and You know, I know
Yeah.
Megamind knows no better, and he's not a regular person. He's an alien. He's out of this world, isn't he? You know.
Yeah, literally.
But I feel like she was justified. So overall thoughts of the film, yeah, great, absolutely love it. I don't know whether to say it's timeless or not because it is. It did have a really good impact on me, but it isn't anything. There isn't. It's got everything right there, but there isn't anything excelling or groundbreaking. It is still.
Well, if you think about it, it does have a message to it of, like, don't let, like, other people decide what you should be.
That is a decent message.
Because if you think about it, everyone told Veteran to be a hero because of his powers. That's not what he wanted to be. Same as everyone treated Megamind as a villain because, like, of his inventions.
Yeah.
But that, in the end, that's not what he wanted as well. Like,
Yeah.
don't let other people in society decide what you yourself want to be.
Yeah. And I guess it was quite cool when Metro Man said, you know, good. There's a yin for every yang. Good will always rise up against. No, if there's evil, good will try and rise up and fight against it. And he said, now it's time for you to decide your calling. It was along those lines.
I found my calling. Now it's time for you to decide yours.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah, really good quote, and like, yeah.
Great film.
Yeah, and it paints back to that thing I said, like, because both Metro Man and Megamind let society decide their roles, didn't it?
Yeah. Instead of living what they want to do.
Yeah, and Metro Man's the first one to get out of that when he decides that he's fed up with this and wants to do his own thing, and then Megamind follows suit
Yeah.
throughout the movie.
One last thing I wanted to say: the music is quite good.
Yeah.
Not Shrek
Also,
level.
I love the joke at the end where, like, all the people go to, like, crowd around him after he beats Titan.
Yeah,
He
back
pulls
you
away and goes,
savages!
Back you savages!
Yeah, class.
And Roxanne's like, sorry, he's just not used to positive feedback.
Yeah. I
And
mean,
like,
they
yeah,
should
'cause
know this.
I didn't see him doing that.
Yeah, it was quite good, but they treated him like shit for years. What do they expect?
Yeah, exactly. And he's never had a crowd of people run up to him to celebrate him like that.
Yeah.
Like, if a crowd's ever run up to him, it's probably to beat his ass for being a villain. So,
Yeah.
so I don't blame him for suddenly pulling a gun out and telling him to get back.
Yeah. Another thing I really liked was I'll just say one last thing I really liked about it was when he kept changing to like different people. I thought that was quite cool. And he'd go,
Yeah.
I'll always be a villain. And it's just like, I don't know. I just liked
And
the
he
other...
fucking becomes the guy's space father, and like he
Yeah.
puts on like, yeah. I like also like we got a fucking training montage to Mr. Blue Sky.
Yeah, it was class. ELO bangers.
Yeah. Also, I love like during like the training montage there, Titan's like zapping like the dummy Megamind for the training. Like,
Then he
Megamind's
looks disgusted. He's like, oh bloody hell.
Yeah.
Yeah, but overall, great film. I mean, if there's anything bad about the film, I can't really think. I suppose, maybe, I don't know. What do you think? That was a bit of a weak point.
It does have one for sure. I think I just like I would need to watch it again just to pick it out because I haven't watched it in a little bit.
Yeah.
But the film's not perfect.
I suppose
no film is.
when he kept saying code, minion, code for like the whole film, that was a bit weird.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much.
Sometimes it repeats stuff, I guess, but you know.
Yeah.
Well, a great film. I think we can wrap up there nicely. So yeah, thanks for watching and see you in the next one.
Yep.